in this magical world, we start to realize that yes, this world is magic. We can literally take our thoughts and turn them into material things. We can take what's in our mind and literally carry it in our hands. That's how magical this world is. That's how magical we are. But what we don't have is a magic pill. We don't have this pill that we can take. There's a movie I saw that was about this, and I really wanted to take these pills. But had this pill that made you smarter, quicker, more sexy, more desirable, and everything worked out for you. We would love to have that. And there's a lot of things out there saying that's what they can do. But what it comes down to is that the only magic pill is you. The only magic pill is us. We are the only way that the magic in our life is going to work. We can take all the programs, we can read all the books, we can go to all the functions, and we can soak up all those things. We can watch YouTube channels, podcasts. Sky's the limit about all the wonderful knowledge that we can learn. But that's not the magic pill. The magic pill is actually doing the work. It's doing the work that we need to do to grow our lives to new heights so that we can be more attractive. We can be more successful. We can be quicker, think better thoughts, and have a better life. But we have to do the work. And so if we're all just searching for something to fix this thing, to fix our lives, that if I just do this one thing, it's going to fix it, we're going to be so disappointed to know that it actually isn't just one thing. It's all these things we have around us. It's all this knowledge, and using all the knowledge that you have into building the life of your dreams. It's getting your life off of autopilot and not being asleep to your life. We have to actually be in our lives. We have to take command of our thoughts. We have to take command of our emotions and how we spend our time and our day to build a magical life. We can't expect to read books and then all of a sudden be enlightened. We can't expect to just meditate and that would be it. It takes so many more steps to come into a life worth living. Yes, it seems like it's so complicated, but it's actually not. It's not complicated, and the more we make it complicated and the more we focus on the outside world, it makes it worse. It makes it worse for us because now we're starting to struggle. We see, why don't I see anything working in my life? Why don't I have the love of my life in my life? Why don't I have the money and the success and the job and everything that I've been praying for? Why don't I have those things if I've been working so hard? We work so hard on this outside world, which doesn't mean anything. This world is just materialized thoughts. These are just thoughts that turned into material things. I said I needed a pillow. I had an envision of a pillow. I needed something to lay my head on, something, and I found it. You know, I need something to write with, or I'm hungry, and we get it. We literally take our thoughts, our conscious thoughts, and we materialize them into things. But as you can see, it all starts from within. There is an old Hermetic law called as within, so without. As above, so below. It is doing the work on the inside that can be very enjoyable and not enjoyable. It can be hard and it can be easy. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be liberating, and maybe you'll feel you're back in a prison. But the work literally starts in this being, in our minds, in our hearts, in our soul. We have to start in those areas to actually see results materialize into this world. We have to start to take our life off of autopilot. Put down the things that we continuously do and have a different thought. Have a different choice. Make a different decision. And that all starts with how we start in ourselves. It's our inner work. It's our mindset. It's our self-image. I talked a lot about self-image and self-awareness, and those are two very big things. How do we see ourselves in this world? How do we see ourselves in our lives? Do we see ourselves as successful? Because if we don't see ourselves as successful and worthy of the things that we want, they're never going to materialize in this 3D world. We can say all the affirmations we want. We can read all the books that we want, go to all the seminars and do all the work for nothing, because we have to actually see ourselves as that. We have to believe that we are those things that we want. We have to feel worthy for the love and the richness and the wealth that we want to create. It all starts within. Our self-image is everything. We need to see ourselves in a different light, and not just our physical sense, our soul. Do we see ourselves as kind and giving, gracious and beautiful? Do we see ourselves as deserving and worthy? Or do we always see ourselves as a victim, child trauma, everything is hard, everything is difficult? How do we see ourselves? And wake up to that. Wake up to that, and that's where you go into self-awareness. When you start to develop self-awareness, and I mean at any time of the day, you're being aware of your feelings. You're aware of your emotions. You're aware of how you're treating the people around you and yourself, your inner dialogue. It's that becoming awake to yourself, to this 3-dimensional world, and realizing, where are you in your thoughts, in your emotions? Are you being present at the moment? Are you always living in the past or the future? Self-awareness is going to get you there. It is such a dynamic and beautiful thing to become self-aware, and that's why we become present in our life. When we become more aware of what's going on, we become more aware of the present moment. We can be here in the now. We can be happy now and not hold off on our happiness later, by becoming more self-aware of all the things that we want and that we're producing in our lives at this moment. And I just, as we go on and we become more self-aware and we watch our dialogue, then we start to realize what are our resistance? What are we resisting in our lives? And why are we not receiving? Why are we not receiving the gifts that we prayed for, or the gifts that we imagine and visualize? What are we resisting? And why are we resisting it? Do we not feel worthy? Do we not feel loved? Do we not feel supported? Did we always grow up in a family that had lack, that were always angry and bothered? So once we become more aware of all these things, and this is the inner work, this is the work. We cannot work harder on the outside world. We can't go to more hours in the day working our jobs. We can't show up as the person we want to be if we don't know how to be, literally be. If we don't know how to encompass who we really truly want, we have to embody that. We have to embody the essence of what we want to become. And that's where you got the like attracts like. When you become something, you automatically start to attract them because you are like it. Like attracts like. You actually start to home in and become a magnet for these things, because you are those things as well. They will seek you out because you are just like them. So let's not chase after our dreams. Let's not feel like we have to work harder and work ourselves to the bone to get ourselves. Let's realize that it's deep down inside, and that the work is not easy. It's not easy coming to all of these things. It's not easy to become more self-aware. It's not easy to see yourself in a different light. And I say that, but I don't want to manifest that it's not easy. I know that it is. I know that if we came at our lives with an open and grateful heart, and we trusted ourselves completely, these things would be easy. Alan Watts always said, we complicate the world. We complicate it so much. We just wallow in our own self-pity that we forget that we're living in this magical world and that we have everything we need. I hope that got some value out of you. I hope that you understood what I was trying to say, and I know that it's not always too easy to understand sometimes, like, how do I move on and how do I start to like develop the life that I want and actually create. Be a conscious creator of the life that you want instead of asleep at the life that you want. Consciously create everything in your life. The job that you want, the money you want to make, the person you want to love, the car you want to drive, the house you want to live in, the clothes you want to wear, the food you want to eat. You can consciously create all these things. You can literally consciously, you can bring them into your world. And it's not by working harder. It's not by becoming competitive. It is by doing all of the work inside and developing who you are, becoming who you are. I hope you like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you.